Right. When you say Kahala la Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakak Wadash, double honors unto the apostles of Great Millstone that rule well, and salutations unto your brothers and your few sisters that take heed. Okay, the title of the lesson is called Exchange of Powers. All right. Um, whoever got some first, bring it out. I have a scripture that came up with it. I don't know if the barber had it written down.
Yeah, Khan, you can bring it up. I have something.
Gone.
You want? This is
Uh,
Colossians chapter 3 verse 25 says, "But he that doeth wrong shall receive for the wrong which he hath done, and there is no respect of persons." And the reason why I brought up that scripture first because Esau's gotten a lot of power through misuse, wrongful spewing, illusions, deceptions, lying, and that has to be owed. Esau's not going to be in power forever. He's not going to sit on the high throne forever. The Most High has always given a limit to each kingdom that's ever been upon the earth. Example of the Egyptians, you had the Babylonians, you had the Greeks, you had the Romans, and other smaller empires, that Moab had, Ammon had. So we're in the period of Esau's downfall. As you see, everything's collapsing. You're seeing major storms appearing around the four corners of the earth.
yeah, I got the word. I got to bring it out. I'm laughing because I got the word wrong, right? So that's a bad scripture too, man. That used to be one of my favorite scriptures, man. You know, because like the brother read, it says, "He that doeth wrong shall receive for the wrong which he hath done," and there's no respect of persons. The word respect is where you get the word regard from. You know,
Mhm.
that's why when someone says, "Oh, you don't respect me," meaning you don't even regard that person, that he's even in the room. You know,
That's right.
so meaning that whoever, it doesn't matter who you are. That's why it says in the part in Wisdom of Solomon, shall a king or a tyrant go before the Most High? No one can come before the Most High.
That's
So
right.
the word wrong, I'm gonna play it.
Strong's G91, Adikeo.
Adikeo, which means there's a lot of good breakdowns. It says to act unjustly or wickedly, to sin, to be a criminal.
Be a criminal. There you go. That
Hey,
alone in itself,
where's the word crimson mean?
con criminal,
You know,
man.
goes back
Red.
to criminal, man. That's where you get the word criminal. And what
That's
does
right.
crimson mean? It means red.
That's
You know,
right.
where you have the cartoon Crimson Chin.
Con.
You know?
Hey,
To be a criminal. Hey, what is Cain known as, right?
a
Uh,
vagabond.
no, there's
Right.
another word. There was another word.
Want me to look it up?
Yeah, there was a word he was known as, and the funny thing is, I was thinking about it today. Uh, someone that someone that basically is on the run, like a criminal. There's a
Oh,
word for that.
fugitive.
A
Like a
fugitive.
vagabond.
Yeah, Thawada, a fugitive.
Yeah.
You know,
Fugitive.
as Esau has you always labels you. Jake says, "Oh, fugitive, on the run, armed and very dangerous." Like he puts up the Toronto Post as a Jake's. Esau, go down to Bay Street, man. Those are the top fugitives right there, man. Go to Wall Street. Those are fugitives, man. Your top judges and your politicians, those are fugitives. All you Edomites are really fugitives, man. Because you're on the run on the run with a great debt, man. You have a great
Hey,
debt on your head.
hey, Elder, I have the
There's
word
some
fugitive for you to back
breakdowns.
you up
I'll
real
read, I'll
quick.
read the breakdowns though. Yeah,
Come,
to the word wrong. Still, there's a lot of meat, right? So it says
come.
to be a criminal, to have violated the laws in some way, to do wrong, to do hurt, um, to wrong someone, act wickedly towards him, to hurt, damage, and harm. And all you have to do is study the history of America or of the Americas, and you know it's all that, man. Go ahead, Huck.
No, that's beautiful that you brought that out because at the end is evident because like it says, what does the judges say, man? What do they judge you on your past, right? So if you go into Esau's past, man, He's never done anything peaceable. He's never done anything righteous to achieve anything. Everything he's stolen from
Columbus,
another.
when Christopher Columbus came, he said, "I could not put down my sword not for 1 hour, man."
That's right.
So a quote like that, man, that means they were exterminating people, man.
That's right. And not even just that, they enjoyed it.
Oh yeah,
You know, they they
yeah.
they totally selected. Go ahead, Elder.
No, I'm just saying they had games and they had bets, man. They had a game where the Spaniards would bet, man. They would say, you know what, I bet I can cut that Indian's hand off in one swing. And he'd say, no, 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 I bet you can. And then, you'd have guys put in, money or barter. They would actually have games like that, man. You know?
Come.
I had the scripture in Ecclesiasticus for the point, though. This is Ecclesiasticus 10 and 8. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another.
Yeah, it says it's translated from one people to another, man. Because how was America set up? Look back to the history, man. They slaughtered millions upon millions of so-called Native Americans on this land alone, and they'll tell you at school around 77 million, but we know the number is way higher than that. Okay, they changed the landmarks. All right, you even put these guys on reservations. Yo, Gad is walking around freaking drunk out of their mind, man. You know, they don't have any stability. They have no rights to their own land. And you know what that does to somebody mentally, to know that you used to own something? Imagine all of you people there that don't care, be like, oh, whatever, that's their problem. Imagine someone robbed your house, man, and you're seeing that person live inside your house every single day, knowing that you have rights to that house. And the man said, nope, I gave you a shack, man. Be happy with that.
Con.
You know, a lot of you, especially Edom. You know how Edom is. They would want justice. They would want to go to war. They would want some type of retribution owed to them for that land. But guess what? Because of your unrighteous dealing, the Muslims said,
You brought out a
like,
perfect example, man. Like, you remember that Edomite bitch that got shot on Young Street years ago, Jane Creba, whatever her name was, right? She was shot on Boxing Day, right? Right by Dundas Square. People were shopping, and it wasn't like a targeted shooting. It was a casualty, in the crowd, because a Jake was trying to shoot another Jake, but he hit her in the head and she died. And if you remember, that was like a big point in Toronto, to where obviously it happens in every city, to where while Jake is killing themselves in their own neighborhood is fine, then when it spills over into Esau, then it's a big outcry, and you had these Edomites going up in arms, man. It was a big fucking deal, man. Well, what just happened recently in Saskatchewan with this Gadite Colton Bushy, he got killed. He was on Edomite's property, and I remember when this came out too. This was in 2016, man. I think I did a lesson on it, and we always say like nothing's gonna happen, man. You people think something's gonna happen, and it just started blowing up, where he was so-called trespassing, and the Edomite out west is different laws, man. It's like down south out west. You know what I mean? He was trespassing, so-called. So he was getting ready to leave. He turned around and the Edomite shot him in the back of the head, and then he just got acquitted of that shooting. So you know what I mean? Where's your justice, man? That's why the Most High is coming back to destroy this place. That's another reason, because it's imbalance, man. And the majority of people were with it. The whole jury was with it. They said that the man was unarmed too, and what call it? The whole jury was with it, and they even took a census in Saskatchewan, and they said that Saskatchewan is divided because all the Edomites basically are with it. So again, man, it's happening to this day. Jake, the blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, they're getting unjustly, murdered, and all kinds of crimes being committed upon them. So that's why, man, there's a change of power coming, man. There's a change of power coming. As the scriptures says, it says one kingdom is translated. The kingdom is translated from one people, and like the brother Gabar brought out, he said that all those ancient empires, man, the Romans, the Greeks, the Persians, the Assyrians, the Babylonians, they all had to run, whether it was 100, 200, 300, 400 years, etc. They all had their time, and then another people took over the kingdom. You know, so it's different with America. America being the top superpower today. You know, on paper. You know, because the money really goes back to the banks in Britain. You know, the central London to the Rothschilds. But on paper, you know, America's the top superpower.
That's right. America's basically the military force, the hard body for the Edomites, you know, because like you have the UK, but UK is more of the holding grounds for the precious artifacts.
Yeah, it's a financial district.
That's right. You know, but in the heart of America, they know like this is the Slovakia. You want to say something, goodbye?
Oh no, I just have a precept, real quick, right? It just says Daniel chapter 7, verse 18. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever. You know, I'm just saying that because you know, it's not like we're gonna just get a kingdom and lose it. You know, just like how these other nations, how they had a kingdom and they fell. When we get the kingdom, we're going to be ruling forever in righteousness. You know, and a lot of people on the planet Earth, they can't really fathom the Israelites ruling something even for a short period of time. You know,
that's right.
So our kingdom is going to be infinite, all right, and it's going to stretch across beyond this planet, man.
Finite.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah. Hey, I have a precept just to back you up, Gabar, because you said that.
Hey, Salakia. This is I just got the word take, right? Because the Spirit just told me that, like you said, Gabar, we're gonna get the kingdom. We're gonna literally get the kingdom. We're not gonna take the kingdom over with AKs and rocket launchers and goddamn, you know what I mean, drones and all that shit. We're not gonna do that. Most High, He's gonna destroy this whole society, this whole world power, all the world powers. That's why it says King of Kings, Lord of Lords. And He's gonna take all the crowns from these heathens and put it upon Himself, and that power is gonna give the kingdom unto His elect, man. That's how this thing works, man. You know, so the word take, because the brother Gabar, he read Daniel 7 and 18. The saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom. The word take is quabal, and it means to receive. So we're actually going to receive the kingdom. Not so much different as to how we got the truth. We didn't get it. We didn't search it. We didn't, so to speak. We didn't really know what we were looking for. We're all us individually. We can all say we were looking for something in the world, but we don't know what. Right. It was given to us. It was even to watch a video, right? You can stumble upon a video, and then something in that video can offend you, and that can be your stumbling block. So even then, there's a screening process, if you will, that the Most High has to give it to you. He has to decalcify, so to speak, your pineal gland. But really, it's a spiritual thing. He has to unlock your mind, so to speak.
That's right. And I say, even the Passover right now, the Most High is giving more information on the Spirit and the Scriptures to some, and then He's blocking others, man, stumbling more others, especially around this time, because this is where the Most High chooses to start doing the cutting. You know, the ones that are double-minded or wary or don't really believe in this truth, He's gonna start cutting them off. You know, because at the end of the day, like the elder said, this is a very spiritual thing. This isn't a thing where you can just read it and say, okay, well, maybe I might get it today. Well, first of all, you need to understand what you're reading. You need to understand what is happening out in the world and comparing it to this. Like if you're here reading this Bible and you don't see Esau's kingdom falling, and you don't see America in this book, you don't see us going into power, then clearly this isn't for you. All right, you're just here just for the moment, man.
Either pray on it or the same for you. That's right.
You know, because at the end we want a kingdom. I was even dwelling upon it today. Like, man, I really even said in my head, dying is better than living in this damn place. Like I was actually considering it. Like,
they're relaxing, man. When you meditate on the kingdom and spiritual power, it's actually like it reminds me of like a real so-called like in the world meditation where these people they breathe and you know what I mean, they do all these hymns and all this shit and they get relaxed. Well, when I think about the kingdom and I drift away, sometimes your mind just drifts, man. You just start thinking about different things and it becomes peaceable. You start getting, you start feeling good, man.
That's right.
That's why it says in Joshua, meditate day and night, you know.
Oh, Khan, I think I have it. Joshua 1:8.
Yeah, I got it right here. If I can read it, you can break it down.
Yeah, Khan.
Joshua 1:8. This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night.
Yeah, and that's what people, all the Arkhams and Arkhams that are in this truth are going to be doing. They're going to be meditating on this, and when you're meditating on this, that also comes with wanting to be in the kingdom as well, because isn't that the ultimate goal? Is to be in the kingdom and enjoy what comes with it. Being able to not be hindered by the so-called women on serving the Lord, man. I think that's just the worst when it comes down to the worst of the worst, because you have to fight this devil just to be able to serve your own power, something that you're created to do, But at the end of the day, we meditate on it because our mind is not here. Okay, like it says in Hebrews 11, for they are Salakia, if I can just get it real quick.
I got the word meditate though in the Hebrew.
Khan.
The word meditate is haga, which means to moan, growl, utter, to muse, mutter, meditate, devise, plot, speak. So it means all these things. You can, just like there's different ways to pray to the Lord. When brothers come in, a lot of brothers ask, "Hey, how do you pray to the Lord?" So there's many ways. You can face the east in your room. Put your hands up and pray. You can pray in your mind. If you're on the bus, you're not going to stand up because it's like because it tells you, Yahushua told you that when you pray, go in the closet, which basically just means do it privately. Not like the hypocrites do it in the streets.
Right.
On the bus, you can pray in your mind, man. You can fall on your knees and pray to the Lord. There's many ways that prophets prayed. It depends what spirit you're in, But to meditate, it can mean to think upon, to imagine, because the word here is also imagine, to utter, to mutter. You can speak of things. Hey, sometimes you talk, when you talk to yourself, you're talking with the spirit, man. Sometimes you utter things. And that's really the word meditate right there.
Shalakia, I'm just looking for the specific verse.
I have a precept in the meantime. If this is Ezekiel chapter 9, verse 4, and Yahweh said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. Right? And that's exactly the type of spirit a man of the Lord is going to be in. They're going to be sighing and crying and thinking about the future, which is the kingdom, and asking Yahweh Bashem Yahushai to get them out of this kingdom and their situation. Because
that's right.
We die day by day. We know it, especially when you come into this truth. You suffer. But the good thing about it is that you're suffering for truth's sake, but at the same time, it's still a polluted place. So that's what really gets at you. And then a lot of men don't want to, accept that reality. So that's why they leave the truth, right?
Yeah, that's beautiful, man. Because like you said, mark them, which we know the word is thawa, is different from Revelations 13 karagma. It's a spiritual mark, man, that the angels are going to know. The angels see differently, man. We know that the angels see spiritually. They can see through you. That's why it says, let the wheat and the tares grow together. And when the angels come, they separate. They know who's the tare and the wheat, man. And it when it says the men that sigh and cry, that's a big sign of if you're in the right spirit, like Kabar just said, man. If you're not, if you're walking up and down and you just have a great cheerful countenance all the time, you know, like nothing is troubling you, you know, you need to really reassert, man, your principles, because everything's really supposed to bother you, man. I was in the goddamn mall today. I was walking through. I can't even walk through the mall, man. I got to speed walk through my way. I can't look at these people, man. All these people just irk you. And it's not even that. It's you get on a point where you can kind of feel spirits, man.
Yep.
And certain spirits start to irk you and you know, just rub you the wrong way. That's the best way to put it, you know. So yeah, man, the brother brought it out, sighing and crying, man. Why do you think the Lord said when the elect are saved, He's gonna wipe their tears, man? Because we're gonna literally we're gonna be traumatized, man. Can you imagine coming out with a nuclear holocaust? and not to mention all the things that those men have gone through already. You know, seeing murders of martial law, maybe their family members put to death. You know, being through a famine. Can you say you survived a famine, man? You know, those men are gonna go through serious things, man, and we hope to be those men. You know, you gotta get comfortable being uncomfortable, man. You know, you gotta just get the hell's coming. Okay, let it come, man. Because what else are you gonna do? It's gonna come. It's coming anyway. What are you gonna do? You get your mind right, man. Just say fuck it. Right. Hey, like you going to fight? You going to fight? Okay, I'm getting hit. You're not trying to be. I'm Mayweather, man. I ain't getting hit. I'm doing no, man. I'm getting hit, and then you get hit. You're all right. Right. You know, if you have the mentality of no, you know, I'm whatever, man. Get your mind right, man. You know.
Come on, the precept. This is 1 John 4 and 4. It says, ye are of the Most High, little children, and have overcome them, because greater is He that is in you than he that is in the world. They are of the world, therefore speak they of the world, and the world heareth them. We are of the Most High. He that knoweth the Most High heareth us. He that is not of the Most
the world, and the world heareth them, man. The world doesn't hear us. You know,
that's right.
That's fine. But when these things that we're talking about become a reality and you see it, then you're gonna hear us. But it's gonna be too late, man. You know, right. It's gonna be too late, man. Go ahead,
It says, we are of the Most High. He that knoweth the Most High heareth us. He that is not of the Most High heareth not us. Hereby knowing we the spirit of truth and the spirit of error. And that's why at the end we understand all things pertaining onto this salvation, man, because at the end we know error and we know truth. We know when someone is speaking error or walking in error, and we know when someone's speaking truth and walking in truth. Judgment. And that's why and that's why the elder even said, when you guys are walking in mirth, being happy, that's a wrong spirit, and that's the spirit of error. All right, you don't want to be in that type of spirit, because we understand that the spirit of truth is telling us what? That this place doesn't have much time left. This place is about to do a backflip and land on its head.
Yep.
All right. Slakia. Go ahead, elder.
Yeah. Some.
Oh no. Yeah. I was just gonna get Ecclesiastes chapter 7 verse 2, right? Because he mentioned mirth, right? This is Ecclesiastes 7 verse 2, and it says, it is better to go to the house of mourning than to go to the house of feasting, for that is the end of all men, and the living will lay it to his heart.
And what is house of feasting, man? That's going to fucking Red Lobster every Friday, going to the club Saturday, you know, going to Copacabana Sunday. You know what I mean? Just fucking doing all kinds of shit, man. You know, just going out, doing the nightlife thing and feasting and just being in a state of mirth, man. You know, nothing wrong once in a while. You go to a restaurant, you know, or you do something, you know. But the point being is once in a while. It's just like the same with you know, eating junk food. It's not. People ask, oh, how much should you eat, and or it's not about how much you eat. It's how often, you know. So just like with these things in the world, that's why in the scriptures it says using the world but not abusing. So you still interact with the world, you know, but
that's right.
Kept to a minimal level, man. And really, man, clubs aren't even fun. You know, I don't get the whole club thing, man. I haven't been there in years, man. You know, you go there and depending on what kind of club, either you got Jake's is looking at you, no one dancing. You can't, you don't dance with a woman. Everyone's just watching each other, man. Or you're gonna have a bunch of faggots and weird ass people. I mean, you don't know who the hell you're talking to anymore. You know.
That's right.
So it's a whole different thing. Like when brothers used to go to clubs years ago, you know, it was a whole different thing back then. You know.
Come on.
I have a little
Hey, I
bit-
have a preset. Oh,
just a little bit.
Salakia.
Salakia.
Yes.
This is verse 3. Sorrow is better than laughter, for by the sadness of the countenance the heart is made better. The heart of the wise is in the house of mourning, but the heart of fools is in the house of mirth. Right? And yeah, because mourning and sadness, it or pain, it makes you hard in the spirit. You know, it makes you realize that you need to get right.
Hey,
And
bro,
that
the word endure, right, means to make hard, right? Watching, I was watching Coach Carter yesterday. That was a good movie, man. I haven't watched it in years, but there's a good point he made when he's like when he first met the team, Samuel Jackson. He said, "I cannot teach you the game of basketball until your conditioning is at a level at which I can do. I can do that, you know." So they had to go through hardness. They had to do push-ups, suicides, sprints, you know, ab work, all these different agility drills, you know, and then you can learn a technique. So just like you said, we gotta go through hardness. We gotta be conditioned first. We gotta be made hard. You know, like sometimes when brothers in the chat, they post videos of judgments, man. Great judgments, like very, very vicious judgments, man. Someone getting hit by a car, someone getting shot, you know, someone getting their goddamn head cut off. Those are judgments of the Lord, man. And we see those things, and sometimes it's shit, man. You know, it trips you out, man, because you don't see that shit every day. It's not TV. We know it's not movies, you know. So all the hell we're going through, the purging, it's really love. It seems harsh, but it's love, man. It's harsh love, you know. Just like Michael Jackson's father, he kept him busy all his life, man, his whole childhood life. And they said, oh, he never had a childhood. Same with Mayweather, he never had a childhood. He was always training, he was always boxing. And both those fathers said, well, you know, because they asked them, what do you have to say? And you know, they say, well, look at him now. And what can you say now? You know, their lives are made, so to speak. You know.
Yeah, it's true. Yep. Because you said childish, right?
Well, I said childhood, but yeah.
A childhood, but the scriptures tell you have to put away childish things, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah, you're right too, because it does. Yeah, childhood, childish as well, because all those childish things, like it's fun, but it's nothing. It's just vanity. That's why even Solomon, he said, youth is vanity. You know.
Yeah.
So because you know you don't really learn. All you say is, "Okay, boys, go play." And what is playing? You know, until you start learning something, you start learning archery or learning ironsmith or farming or carpentry, something that is a skill you can use through life. You know, but as a whole, like you said, yeah, childish and childhood, man, is just, you know, yeah.
I have a precept.
You still had some good bar, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Salakia.
Yeah, I still wasn't done still. It's Ecclesiastes 7, verse 5. It is better to hear the rebuke of the wise than for a man to hear the song of fools. Right? You know?
Yeah, that's true, man. It's true, because you know when you get rebuked, man, it doesn't feel good, but you know what I mean. It you take it, you know, and then you realize that the person that rebuked you, you know, whether it be a man above you or whatnot, it makes sense, and you know you're off, you know. But a lot of guys, they seem to be like impenetrable or bulletproof. No man can rebuke me. If I get rebuked, that means I'm leaving. You know what I mean? Like, man.
And that's what you call pride at the end of the day too.
That's right.
Because really, you're putting pride on your shoulders to say that you can't be rebuked. To say that you're like, I
wear my pride on my sleeve, you know, or you know, like they have those dumbass sayings like I wear my pride on my chest. Like, you guys, man, you know.
Was that it, Gabar? I have a quick precept.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
This is Proverbs 12:1, because the elder going into the pride and rebuke. Whoso loveth instruction loveth knowledge, but he that hateth reproof is brutish. A good man obtaineth favor of the Lord, but a man of wicked devices will he condemned. Because at the end, right, when you follow the instructions, right, and you accept your rebuke, you accept your reproof, it shows that you're able to accept being humbled, because you might not see it now, but later on there was a reason why you had to get rebuked, because what is it, much knowledge puffed it up, right?
Yep.
Because a lot of people feel that everything they say out of their mouth is right. Everything that they say shouldn't be challenged, but the reality of things is that the Most High says that a person that hates to be reproved or rebuked, right, is brutish. You're brutish in nature. Is it not? Most High set up an example, Esau, the so-called white man, as that example of this is what a person looks like when he hates reproof. Okay, this is somebody who has not an inch of humbleness in their body, that won't even try to even acknowledge their faults. All right, and we're not supposed to walk in that light, because we're supposed to be the examples of righteousness. Okay, and 2/3 of our people are not doing a very good job of that. That's why at the end of the day, this place has to go. This place is such a heavy demonic influence on our people that this place is just draining, very draining, from the stuff you eat, the things you watch, the things you hear, and it's even worse when you see it of people that you have to look at. It's one thing to see it on TV, but when you're face to face and you're hearing people spew nonsense and giggly about the most dumbest things of life, you pray harder. Yeah, Bashar, please just come now and just burn this place up. I don't even want to hear this stuff anymore, man.
I got a
You know?
precept.
Yeah.
This is John 3:18. He that believeth on him is not condemned, but he that believeth not is condemned already, because he hath not believed in the name of the only begotten Son of the Most High. And this is the condemnation, that light is come into the world, and men love darkness rather than light, because their deeds were evil. For
Yeah,
every
men love darkness rather than light. The world loves being backwards. They love homosexuals, giving transgender rights. They love that stuff. They love doing adultery. Hey, they love sneaking up all up in women's inboxes, though they know they have a man. They love putting false philosophies. You have flat earthers now really trying their hardest to push and justify why the earth is flat. Like, that's darkness. You have all this evidence, all this proof that the earth is not flat, and you have people still trying to push that. That's how men love darkness. You got even what do you call it, the feminist movement. That's a very serious thing right there, because you're empowering women to pretty much say that they can procreate by themselves, believing you have a couple women that really believe that women had a penis and a vagina, man. That's backwards. And men love that. They flock to it, like, yeah, the women's so strong, they don't need us. They reject the Most High being a so-called black man. They reject us being the true princes of the world. And what makes it so crazy is that they see the evidence in itself, but they just don't want to accept it. It's like sparking a candlelight and seeing the light to the right, but they say no, it's to the left, when there's only complete darkness over there. That's how gone this world has become. This world has become filthy. This world has become delusional. It has gone into a deep sickness, a deep sleep, as the Most High would say. But it's just outrageous when you're in the truth how blinded
the
people
Most
can
High
be.
said in Isaiah 19, he said, I'll put a perverse spirit in Egypt, man.
That's right.
And when you have a 40-year-old man, he thinks it's okay to, after work, to come home and dress up like a little girl in a crib with a fucking sucky, you know, and his mom's taking care of him, man, and people say that's all right, that's what he thinks is normal, then that's prophecy right there, man.
That's
When
right.
you have people saying don't call me her or him, no pronoun, or don't say mankind, you know what I mean, like
Yeah.
all crazy things, man.
Hey, you even got women that are trying to erase the word man because they're offended at the word man altogether. This is showing you that Esau's finished. You're already hit your wall, man. You have women out here trying to eliminate man.
I got a precept.
I'll add a little more on John though.
Okay.
This is verse 20, John 3:20. For everyone that doeth evil hateth the light, neither cometh to the light, lest his deed should be reproved. And that's the point, because people, Jake especially, of course, they're stiff-necked, they're proud. So reprove means to try again, right? Prove means test, and means again, to test again. So, okay, you believe that Mary was a virgin, let's test that again. Let's bring it up against the scriptures. You believe that Christmas is in the Bible, Easter is in the Bible, you can celebrate your birthday, let's test that again. And obviously when the
Sure.
testing comes, the sword slices and dices, man. And Jake
That's right.
doesn't want to believe it. There's a
That's
thing
right.
for that, which is called cognitive dissonance. Even though the truth is presented to you, you're holding on so hard to that belief, that concept, that you don't even want to fucking separate, and come into
That's right.
the truth. Like telling people, a big example is playing off people's emotions. So telling people that lost so-called loved ones in 9/11, that 9/11, that was the government did that. Tell
That's
someone
right.
like that, they're not going to believe you, because
That's right.
that's just too crazy for them to fathom, because emotions are involved. But once you take the emotions out and you rationalize, you actually think and you study, it's a different
That's
outcome.
right.
Um,
That's right.
Verse 21, but he that doeth truth cometh to the light, that his deeds may be made manifest, that they are wrought in the Most High. That was the point.
That's right. Right, Gabar. You there? Gabar, you there? Well, I had a precept.
Con. Maybe the brother cut
Con. This is Isaiah chapter 5, verse 20. Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. Woe unto them that are wise in their own eyes and prudent in their own sight. And that's what you have the world today. They believe that everything the government feeds them is good, that anything that they get, even technology, right? Technically, technology is so harmful onto our bodies, but they believe it's so beneficial. You have people saying,
technology that Esau got, it's been here. It was in the ancient world, man, the Urim and Thummim, but we had it on the right-hand side. Esau, the
"That's
Most
right,
High gave this devil to prove he's cursed, man. That his technology is on the left-hand side. And there was a
that's
time
right,
in history where it was possible for you or the world knowledge on the right hand side through Tesla, but it was through prophecy that they couldn't push that shit. Now you see the Tesla cars. We could have had that.
years ago.
There should have really never been gasoline oil cars, man. Engines.
That's right,
All that information. The Most High, he gave it to he gave a lot of it to Tesla, and he started fucking around with shit, man. You know,
that's right,
and he used the Earth's energy, because the Earth even has an energy.
that's right,
Geo energy, man. He would take a light bulb with he would properly do it. I think, yeah, Gabar's back.
yeah,
And
Yeah.
he would light a lamp or a light by sticking it into the ground, man, and using the Earth's energy. But
that's right,
Esau, he said, "Fuck that, no," and he knows what he was doing already. So all the cell phones and all that shit emit harmful waves, man. Your computer monitor, the laptop, the Wi-Fi. Now they want to push the 5G, which the 5G is totally fucking you up. That,
totally.
that shit is completely. They made a movie with Samuel Jackson. It was a low budget movie a couple years ago. I don't know if you brothers remember. Cell, I think it was called Cell. You know, if you watch
Yeah,
something
I seen
sell,
that. Yeah,
how did
yeah,
they bug the people out? Was through the phone signals, man. You
That's
know,
right.
and this shit even depletes your testosterone, man. So this shit is Esau knows what he's doing. He's completely enchanting people, man. He's trapping
that's
you in a
right.
grid. You know,
That's right.
it's an invisible grid. That's how methodical this devil is, man. You
That's
know,
right.
um,
And then he wants to take the next phrase because it doesn't stop at the 5G. He wants that RFID
oh,
chip, the mark of the beast inside you, man. That's the next phase. That I mean, the radiation from the phones and all that stuff is bad enough, but imagine direct radiation inside you, emitting inside your bloodstream and everything, man. There was a video of a Jake woman. She went to court about the chip, saying how she's had tremendous back pains, and all these problems ever since she got the chip, and that's only the start of it, man. Because yeah, because you're putting something, first of all, that that needs your electric current to even stay on. Okay, so that's draining you and messing up your whole vibration all in the mix. And then on top of that, it malfunctions. We must understand that every single piece of technology has malfunctioned. What in the most I said that this place is corrupted on this. Everything corrodes, everything dies. So
you're
what do
putting
you?
a foreign object in your body. Even people that get like hip transplants or knee, anything like that, and they put titanium in them. That fucks up your body because it starts leaching off and going into your bloodstream, man. You know, and it starts
That's
becoming
right.
toxic. You know what I mean?
That's right. That's why this devil has to go, and that's why you need to be illuminated at the same time because you need to understand what these devices are really doing. Forget the fun touch screen. Forget about the nice little apps and what you get to do on it. Actually, think about what the technology does as an environmental tool. Okay, Esau. We know that Esau's primary objective is to what? Kill down the population. So why do you think he freely just allows the masses to just buy out all these devices on such a massive scale and gives them more and more powerful devices? Because guess what? That's more and more radiation for you to die off faster and faster. Mm. Anyone got a precept?
Yeah, I got one. This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 38, verse 1. Honor a physician with the honor due unto him for the uses which ye may have of him, for the Lord hath created him. For the Most High cometh healing, and he shall receive honor of the king. And we have a lot of Esau right now because we're going into technology. He's using technology as a way of healing you, and how he's making it very beneficial to you is by using AI and using RFID technology, saying that it's going to help it's going to help build up your immune system. It's going to help you to take your meds on time or whatever type of way it will benefit you, you know. But the real healing comes from Yahweh Hashem Yahushai at the end of the day,
That's
you
right.
know, and the herbs that he has given you from the earth, not a machine. Okay. You know, and a lot of people today, they believe in their technology like it's going to help them and make them move forward. But really, when you look at it, it has made them progress backwards.
That's
Right?
right. They it's beautiful thing that you said about the herbs because who's right now making sure that all the herbs are not being plucked and taken to the masses, man. Monsanto's, okay, Monsanto's has a lot of control of the food industry, man, and they control both properties of growing foods. They target mostly the farmers, okay.
Well,
The farmers can't grow their food or anything like that because they understand that herbs heal you, certain fruits heal you. So, and that's a problem for them. So Monsanto goes and buys up a whole bunch of land, especially land that's fertile to grow any type of herbs on it.
mm-hmm.
And you got what's that other company that went with Monsanto? Is it Bayer? I think it's
Yeah,
Bayer, right? And they're
because they give the farmers a self-terminating seed, which terminates after 1 year. So it doesn't like that in itself is a demonic thing, man. You know, when you genetically engineer a seed to not reproduce, you know, it's just dead. You know, And Monsanto, they supplied napalm when in the Vietnam War before they became Monsanto. They were making napalm bombs that they were dropping on the Vietnamese, man. So that should show you all their ethics, you know, right there.
Yeah, all the ethics are disgusting.
I still had more on the precept here. Let me just
Con.
it says verse 3, actually verse 2, for the Most High cometh healing, and he shall receive honor of the king. The skill of the physician shall lift up his head, and in sight of great men he shall be in admiration. The Lord hath created medicines out of the earth, and he that is wise will not abhor them. And that's the reason why a lot of people in this society today, they're not wise, because they abhor naturopathic healing. You know, they want a quick fix. So what do? They go to a prescription pill. When that pill is full of synthetic drugs, or really real hardcore drugs, right? You got methamphetamines in these drugs, you got antibiotics, okay? But like a wise man, which is going into the men of the Lord, we do the things of old within this book. You know,
Hey,
we
them
use
drugs, they not only fuck you up, like meaning they can fuck up your liver, they can inhibit certain chemical reactions in your body. You have drugs that are serotonin inhibitors. You need serotonin just as much as you need dopamine. You know, if you inhibit serotonin, that's where you get a lot of depression and suicides from. You have drugs that are enzyme inhibitors. Enzymes is one of the first keys that you need for healing, because without enzymes, nothing can happen in your body, or nothing as fast as you want it to happen can happen in your body, because enzymes speed up the chemical reactions, man, from digestion to everything, all your hormones. You know what I mean? So when you have Esau making drugs that are enzyme inhibitors, that is basically killing you slowly. Well, actually, faster. It's actually killing you faster, man. You know. So, like the brother read, this is really a society of fools, man, of jokers. You know.
That's right. I have a precept. Was that it, goodbye?
Yeah, that was it.
All
You're
right,
kind of
Khan.
breaking up. That's why I can't hear you a bit. Kind of.
Oh, okay, Khan. This is Psalms 104 and 14. He causes the grass to grow for the cattle and herb for the service of man. So that's really why these herbs grow. They're not there just for display. You know, like the other was saying, man, these drugs are destructive. Okay, that's why when you see the commercial when they come up with a new drug, they'll say it cures this, but then at the bottom there's like 100 different ways that it can kill you, send you into the hospital. You know, they'll say inflation, heart disease, speak to your doctor before you take this. Why? Because they know that specific medicines will block certain things in your body, which can cause problems. That's why. Why do you think when something happens, right? They don't blame it on the meds, or you can't sue them because they already told you the risks. You know, but people don't listen to the risks.
Side effects may include brain damage, heart disease,
Yeah,
mortality.
yeah. Yo, that's why Esau's the goddamn devil, man. That's why he's the damn devil.
You know, at the same time, he brainwashes you with those images. You're not paying attention to the voice. You're paying attention to the happy grandpa swinging his grandchild on the swing,
Yeah,
man, or him watching.
yeah.
You know, hey, man, image has more effect, man. Image is very powerful, man. That's why there's an old saying, there's no psychological weapon more potent than example. You know, so when you see visual example, man, that's a very psychological potent weapon. You know.
Yeah. Because now everything, because what do they keep telling you when you're growing up, man? Presentation, image, the way you present yourself.
They brainwash people through media, right? Symbology and different signs, and you know what I mean. The magazines, and it's every day, man. Every day, billboards. You know.
Con.
Yeah.
That's why this place is a land of confusion. You get confused. They're telling you one thing, but you're seeing a whole nother thing.
That's right.
You know.
Yep. I got a precept here because the elder mentioned image and how it was really powerful, because that's what the transitioning of the kingdom is going to be like, a new image in Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, right? But this is Genesis chapter 1, verse I'll start at 26. And the Most High said, and the power said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth, right? And that image really is the law, statutes, and commandments written in our mind and body. So, you know, when we get into the kingdom, it's going to be written in our minds, and that's when we're going to able to push forth that righteous image of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai on this earth, man. Not this image that the so-called white man has of being a damn devil and following everything contrary to the scriptures. You know,
that's right.
That was it.
I have a precept. This is Revelations 21:1. And I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth was passed away, and there was no more sea. And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from the Most High out of heaven, prepared as a bridegroom adorned for a husband. And that's that new imagery. You know, the earth is going to have a new shape. Israel's going to have a new image about themselves, which was going back to what the brother Gabarba said, the law, statutes, and commandments that we're going to have, man. And it's going to be put upon the earth. Because right now, the only image you know is wickedness. Yeah, and that comes to show you that image is a very powerful thing. You know, even to see, even to even ponder upon the kingdom day and night, man. That's an image that the Most High has to put in your head through dreams, through visions, placing that in your mind. Because the one thing about us brothers, we visualize, you know, which goes back to imagery, I believe. Okay, so right now you got the world. The only image that they see is a white picket fence. You know, having the hottest girls, you know, being all wild, you know, having a good time, living in the moment. Okay, but they're not seeing the new world to come.
Yeah.
I had a precept.
Yeah.
Second Ezra 8 and 44. Even so perisheth man also, which is formed with thy hands, and is called thine own image, because thou art like unto him, for whose sake thou hast made all things, and liken him unto the husbandman seed.
Oh, yeah.
And then I have Wisdom of Solomon 2:23. For the Most High created man to be immortal, the Israelite man.
Oh yeah. Oh,
it's funny.
Kind of.
That was the spirit. That was the spirit. I was about to get that one too.
Maybe you should just continue it.
Yeah,
because he's gonna come back, and you know.
Yeah, he's gonna come back. Yeah, you know, that's crazy. Image is a big deal. Image is a big deal, man.
Yeah.
Well, just really goes back to the law, because what is his own eternity? What is the image of the Most High? You know, it's just the laws, man. Order.
That's right.
You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that comes to show you that Esau in them churches, man, they ain't doing no image of the Most High, man. None whatsoever. Now you got 2/3 of people believe in that.
Genesis 5.
Oh, Salakia.
Which says, and Adam lived 130 years and begat a son in his own likeness and after his image, and called his name Seth.
Yeah, and Elder. Can you hear me, Elder? Yeah, anyone reading that would think literally looking like him, you know, not understanding that images, it goes into a deeper meaning, man. You know, I'm gonna get the etymology of image.
Well, I got it quick. If you have it on Adam online, or
yeah, I got it on Adam online.
I believe means, or icon goes back to image. or image.
Khan.
But yeah, you can read that first.
It says, I have the noun, image, piece of statuary, artificially representation that looks like a person or thing, image, likeliness, figure, drawing, portrait, reflection, statue. It says imitation. Also phantom, ghost, apparition, idea, appearance, reflection in a mirror. The mental sense was in Latin. Public impression. There's not really deep, but it says right here, it says idea, appearance, and this is reflection in the mirror. And what did Yahushua say? Those that have seen me have seen the Father. Why? Because Yahushua came in the image of his Father, his statue, the way of being, way of living. You know.
That's why.
And that's
Israel. You can disown a son. You know, if he doesn't come in your
right.
or your daughter. You know, if a priest's daughter was a whore, you would burn her, man. That's in the law. That's in the book of Leviticus, because that woman is no longer in the image of her father.
That's right.
You know, doesn't matter how she looks like him, what kind of features.
Yeah, that's right.
You know,
that's right.
Yeah, we could close up after the scripture. Someone bring out a scripture if you have it.
Okay. I got Matthew chapter 6 verse 10. If that's fine.
Of course.
Okay.
Matthew chapter 6 verse 10. No, I'll start at 9. After this manner, therefore, pray ye, our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Right? And that's the replica or the reflection that we want. The kingdom of heaven is supposed to be here in this place. And right now we don't see it. But that's what Yahushua is going to come back and restore that image again, man. You know? And he's going to have, what is he going to have to do to break down this image that he has here today? He has to kill it. He has to kill a lot of people. You know, I'm going to just say it plainly. Right? That's it. That's all I have on that.
Yeah, hey, and that's if I may say something quickly, that's a beautiful thing, because at the end of the day, right? We look for more than just like this white picket fence image again, because a lot of people want something that's so vanity. Like I'll hear people like talk about oh, I can't wait to be this in 10 years. I can't wait to be that in 20 years. But it's like, especially to a jig, it's like, if you've heard this truth before, why don't you want something new? Why don't you want to be back in a proper mind state and rulership? You know, but at the end, we understand it's not for you. So the more, like the brother said, Yahushua is going to come and bring that image.
That's right.
Huh?
Yeah, I have to bring this up since you mentioned that, because yeah, man, those kind of like conversations irk me as well, man. This is 2 Ezra 7:42. It says, he answered me and said, this present life is not the end where much glory doth abide. Therefore have they prayed for the weak. But the day of doom shall be the end of this time, and the beginning of the immortality for to come, wherein corruption is past. Intemperance is at an end, infidelity is cut off, righteousness is grown, and truth is sprung up. And that's a beautiful world, man. Then shall no man be able to save him that is destroyed, nor to oppress him that hath gotten the victory.
And who's that? That means there'll be no more oppressing Israel. You know, Israel won't be oppressed anymore. We won't be treated as slaves. You won't have to work a 9 to 5, work 2 jobs, a double shift just to live inside a house or a land that you technically should be owning, man. You know, and that's beautiful. And you know, 2/3
corruption is past. So that's tax. You know, that's the fucking IRS, Canada Revenue Canada. You know what I mean? Those guys are corrupt bastards, man.
That's right. That's right. You know, getting sick, everything.
Okay, so with that, we want to say Ka Halal La Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai Ba'Shem Rakah Kodash. Double honors unto the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and who we learn the truth from, and salutations unto the brothers and few sisters that take heed. All right, till next time, Lord's will. Shalom.
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 Kwame Yasharallah.
Kwame Yasharallah.